Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex. This is the new sneak peek for the October update, and all I have to say is, or all I'm going to be hearing is, what does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? And I'll tell you what it means. That's a volcano, that's fire, and that's Captain America Phoenix Force's shield. I know. Phoenix Force Captain America? Yes. So, this update sneak peek seems to hint at one of the update ideas that I had thrown out in a previous video, basically yesterday's video, where I said enter the Phoenix, or enter the Phoenix Force, or Phoenix Force, or something like that. Basically, it's a tournament. It was written last year, and it popped off as far as the looks for the characters go. The story itself apparently wasn't very good. I myself didn't read most of it. I just, saw pages here and there. But essentially, this update will be based around this comic run from last year, Enter the Phoenix. And this is essentially a tournament that the Phoenix Force gets these characters to participate in order to reveal, in order to find out who is strong enough to wield the Phoenix Force. So it's your just typical trope, like compete to win the ultimate power. So yeah, it's really cool. Now, there's a lot to get to as far as characters involved in this, because it's a huge tournament. Okay, so we're just gonna run through the characters first, and so basically that will run through the potential uniforms that we could see. However, I do want to say at the top that I think with this kind of update, we are not going to see many, if any, type changes for these uniforms, because I've seen a lot of people already saying, oh man, we're gonna get a universal Captain America. I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. The devs seem much more comfortable with keeping characters in their natural types, even going so far as to reduce the number of universals we have, right? They turned Corvus from a universal into a speed type. They turned Ebony into a blast type, and they turned Black Dwarf into a combat type. They actually pushed down the number of universals. Now, you still needed to use universal books to tier 3 Ebony Maw, but we know that you would not use universal books to tier 3 Captain America. You would use combat books. So I don't think the whole universal thing is really an issue here. I would be surprised if they made any of the new Phoenix Force uniforms type changing. Not to mention, we've already seen Phoenix Force uniforms: Emma Frost, Magic, Cyclops, Namor, and Colossus. Not a single one of those uniforms changed the typing. So I think the whole argument of typing is incorrect and sort of inaccurate. I don't think that's an issue we're going to have at all. But anywho, here on this page, we have a bunch of potential uniforms for existing characters. We've got Black Panther down here, who looks super dope with like this Phoenix crown. We've got Namor. We've got Shang-Chi, which basically I think there's like a 0% chance that Shang-Chi gets another uniform, because they don't want to step on the toes of the movie, right? What's more important, the movie or the comic? The movie, right? The comic's not printing hundreds of millions of dollars. The movie is. So yeah. We've got She-Hulk, yeah, who looks super scary, scarier than usual, because she has no whites in her eyes, as usual. We got Captain America, which we've already seen, and we already know for sure we're getting a Captain America uniform. And then we have Wolverine, which I know you guys are going to go crazy about, because for the billionth time, we have a chance to get a good Wolverine. Now, I'll talk about whether or not Captain America needs a uniform later in the video, but I just want to run through the rest of the characters here, because there's a few really interesting connections to upcoming Marvel content. It's really cool, and I actually think the way that the devs have scheduled this is very, very smart. So for those of you that were upset that we're not getting an actual mutant update, I hear you, I believe you, I agree with you. The fact that we're getting a mutant update, which is full of non-mutants, right? Because the Phoenix Force was introduced by the X-Men, so you expect mutants to be there, but the only mutant here is Namor, right? That's kind of annoying. I agree with you. Hopefully we'll see some mutants get uniforms, or maybe they'll make some. What would be even better is if they don't drop a new uniform for Magic and Emma Frost, but they rework their uniforms for free. Huh? Okay, that would be dope. So anywho, look at this. From left to right, we have Namor with this. We have Namor. That's not his giant panther. We have Namor. We have someone named, I think her name is Savannah or something like that. I have no idea who she is. I just looked her up today. We have Hyperion in the background, Captain America. That is, oh man, just slipped my mind who that is. Valkyrie. That's Valkyrie. Yeah, that's Jane Foster. Wolverine, and then Shang-Chi over here. And there's actually more characters over here who I wanted to talk about. But anyways, Black Panther looks sick. Black Panther looks dope. Okay? Yeah, that's dope. Cap looks pretty cool, and then he gets even cooler. I gotta say, that looks dope. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think it looks really cool. She-Hulk looks terrifying as usual. What's new? We got Moon Knight. That's right, Moon Knight is one of the Phoenix Force tournament players. So is Howard the Duck, by the way. Yeah. Hyperion. Okay. Here's the interesting thing about Hyperion. He's an Eternal. Movie's coming out soon. And in Marvel Future Fight a few months ago, when they introduced Icarus and Cersei, they gave him the Eternals tag, the ability tag. So I would not be surprised. Hear me out. If we're getting Hyperion uniform and a Hyperion tier 3, I would not be surprised. It makes total sense because of the Eternals thing and because he's an existing character. However, there's a couple of other tier 3s I could see definitely happening, and I'll talk about it in a second. We also have Phoenix Wolverine. We have two versions. We have Old Man Logan Phoenix. Actually, there's 3 versions. We have Old Man Logan Phoenix Force. I don't think we're going to get this one. We have Super Duper Old Man Logan Phoenix Force, who is like cosmic and is very cool. And I gotta say, despite the story not being that strong, the artwork is absolutely gorgeous. Look at this. He meets Old Man Thor. Come on. That's pretty freaking cool. Gotta say. But here we go. Here's where it gets really interesting. There are some more minor characters, or just less popular, I shouldn't say they're minor, less popular Marvel characters who get involved in this tournament. It's not just the big heavyweight names like Wolverine, Black Panther, and Captain America. You've got Red Widow. I don't know if that's Yelena Belova, or maybe it's someone else. You've got American Eagle participating in the Phoenix tournament. You've got Echo. You've got Black Knight. Okay, Black Knight, for those of you who have been following, that's really small, is going to be in, he's not one of the Eternals. He's going to be in Eternals, played by Kit Harington, who was Jon Snow in Game of Thrones. He's not an Eternal, but he gets involved in the Eternals affairs because I believe he has an affair with Cersei, or one of the higher up Eternals. They have like a love. I think it's Gemma Chan in the movie. I think she's Cersei. So yeah, she's Cersei. So anyways, yeah, Cersei and Black Knight get involved. Gemma Chan and Kit Harington's character get involved romantically, I believe. So it's very interesting that they chose an update idea where this happens. So I would not be surprised if we see a Black Knight uniform or a Black Knight new character, and then later on they're setting up to give him a uniform for the Eternals movie, right? And then we have Echo. Echo ends up being, spoiler alert by the way, Echo ends up being the one chosen at the end to be the Phoenix, I believe. And Echo, for those of you guys that don't know, is the adopted daughter of Kingpin. You can see she's got like a hand tattoo there, or like, you know. And she is going to appear in the Hawkeye Disney Plus show. Yeah. So it's very, very interesting that they're choosing to do this. I would not be surprised if we see Echo as a new character either. Again, sort of laying the groundwork. Now for the Hawkeye thing, it's a little bit further along the road because the show hasn't even come out. And we know by now that the show has to completely finish, and then a little bit of time has to pass before we get anything, right? WandaVision ended in February or March. We got the update for it in April, right? Loki ended in May or whatever, or June. We got the update for Loki in July or early August. So it's not gonna be, right, if Hawkeye is coming out in November, it's not gonna be in the game until January, February of 2022. But hey, they can lay the groundwork now. They can release her as a character, as a Phoenix Force character, and then they can drop the uniform for her later, right? We don't know, but it's absolutely a possibility. and on top of it being a possibility, she looks really cool. On top of it being a possibility, it makes a lot of sense with the timeline, both for Echo and for the Black Knight, Dane Whitman. So yeah, so those are all the possible uniforms and characters, and I didn't even touch on 100% of them. I think Nighthawk appears in the tournament as a Phoenix Force user. There's tons of characters. Luke Cage, there's tons of characters that appear there. Really, the devs have a huge roster to choose from, so hopefully they choose wisely. Now, on to their first selection, because we know for sure, so this has all been speculation by me based on the comics that this is pulling from. Now we know for sure that Captain America is getting a uniform. How do I feel about Captain America getting a uniform? Well, honestly, I think it's fine. Here's why I think it's fine. We have gotten so many good uniforms for so many bad characters in the last, like in this year, right? In the last, 9 months of this year, since January. So many reworks. Thor, Loki, Cable, Gambit, Rogue, you know, the entire Defenders. Like, I'm just going down the list from January to March, and I've already touched on like a dozen characters, right? They deserve, the devs deserve some leeway to give a couple of characters who don't really need a uniform. That's basically that's basically my thought process, right? They've given us so many upgrades. Doctor Doom, the entire Fantastic Four, right? So many upgrades that I can let this one slide. You know, if we had a bunch of updates where they were giving Jean Grey uniforms, they were giving, you know what I mean? They were the status quo, right? They weren't shaking up the meta. They were just giving the same tired characters uniforms. I mean, yeah, listen, Captain America has a lot of uniforms. Yeah, he's always gonna have a lot of uniforms. We know. Yes, that's never gonna change. They can't take away his uniforms, right? So whenever they give him a new uniform, that conversation is gonna come back up. But I don't think it's just taking whether he has a uniform in a vacuum as a question. Yes, Captain America has a ton of uniforms, but let's be real, right? Let's be real. The Captain America, the last Captain America we got wasn't even Captain America. First of all, it's like a clone from another universe. It's not even him. All right, Secret Empire storyline. Okay, and it wasn't very good. It wasn't very good. It popped off for like a month or two when he first got it, almost entirely in ABX. Okay, not really even in other game modes. And then he just disappeared, and he was only used to help Sharon Rogers one-shot Thanos. That was his only use, and that's it, and he fizzled out. So for a character as iconic as Captain America, like Thor, like others, he should definitely be better. Is he the most deserving character for a uniform right now? Absolutely not. We just got one of the most deserving characters for a uniform, Crescent, and we saw how that went. But I digress. So yeah, he's not the most deserving character for a uniform, but he's definitely also not the strongest character in the game. I honestly think him getting a uniform is like a 6 out of 10. I'm in favor of him getting a uniform because he's just not that good. Like, I would be in favor of Ant-Man getting a uniform, right? These are existing tier 3s. These are tier 3s that have been able to be selected from the tier 3 selector and the tier 3 guided quest, and they're garbage. I mean, Cap's not garbage the way Ant-Man is, but he's not that far off from garbage, right? So, I mean, even Captain Marvel, people were happy she got a uniform, and Captain Marvel was way better than Captain America, right? And the thing is, with Captain Marvel, she finally got her hero to villain uniform. Cap's gonna be coming home, baby. I mean, presumably, because it's not like this Enter the Phoenix Force thing. It's not the same as the Phoenix Force, the original Phoenix Force storyline, where, you know, Cyclops, Colossus, and them sort of turned on the X-Men and turned on the Avengers to try to wield the Phoenix Force for their own personal interests. That's not the tournament. The tournament is just a friendly tournament. Captain America actually, even spoiler, he even cheats and he tries to lose the tournament and give the Phoenix Force to Shang-Chi because he thinks Shang-Chi has a better shot at winning the whole thing. And he also thinks that it's safer to give the Phoenix Force to someone who's going to be an ally of the Avengers than risk it falling into the hands of like a villain or something like that. Because there's some villains competing for it too, like Doctor Doom and stuff like that. So yeah, he's 100% a hero in the storyline. He's not a villain. I don't really think there are villains in the storyline because, again, it's just like a tournament. It's a competition, and they have to fight each other, right? That's kind of, well, they don't have to fight each other, as you'll see if you read it. I don't want to give you guys any more spoilers, but anywho, So basically what I'm trying to say is he's going to come back and be a hero again. So we're going to finally get a new hero Captain America uniform. So basically you can see this as an upgrade from his Endgame uniform. And if you haven't tried to play with his Endgame uniform lately, again, he's not that good. He definitely needs a buff to keep up with the characters in this tier. I mean, so does Namor, but not to as much of an extent as Captain America does. But I digress. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the first sneak peek. I didn't really read the forum post. Sorry that this is a bit more disorganized of a video than usual. The forum post didn't really say much. The Phoenix Forces return to find new hosts. As many superheroes and villains alike compete to gain the enormous power of the Phoenix Force, this superhero has decided to join the fray to protect the power from falling into the hands of evil. So rather than going on that, rant about, or not rant, besides going on that convoluted explanation of why Cap is a hero in the Enter the Phoenix Force tournament, I could have just read this, because obviously they just confirm right away that he's a superhero. But yeah, the shield burns bright. Will this superhero be able to protect both the world and his justice? It's kind of interesting. So yeah, it also wasn't posted on Twitter, which is kind of weird. I don't know if the social media person disappeared or quit or fell asleep. I'm not really sure, but yeah, hopefully they post the next one on Twitter, because I do look forward to them, and I do look for them on Twitter from both the MFF account and then the retweets from Danny Koo and stuff like that. So anyways, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think of the upcoming update. Are you excited? Are you not? Why? I do think this update is going to be a little bit polarizing, because like I said, it is reminiscent of X-Men and mutants, but there are very few mutants to be found. So hopefully the devs recognize that and they rework and buff some of the existing Phoenix Force users to just make this like a super Phoenix Force update type of thing. So yeah, hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. And smash the like button if you enjoyed the video. Got to do those CTAs. Anyways, thanks. Take care.